Welcome to Duru, a game about morals and depression. And we will show you a bit of it and talk about the development process, also a bit about the setting and the game itself, of course, while we show you a bit of the demo that we released today on Steam. There was one earlier in the year of 2020. But this is like the new shiny version of the year 2021. We are the three developers of Duru. We're just a small indie team. My name is Kerstin. To the left of me, you see Verena, and to the left of her, you see Sandra. All right. Yes, it's a chain like this. So. All right, so we just started the game. This is the very first thing you will see in the demo, and this is Turi, the main character of Duru. If you were wondering what kind of animal she is, she's a little more red. It's probably you already figured because like in the title. But yeah, that's what.
Especially,
Yeah.
especially when you're on Steam right now.
Yes.
Figured that.
So a mole rat is actually like a naked mole rat, the one from Kim Possible. But a mole rat is also with fur, which is much more cuter, and we decided to take a mole rat with fur. So they actually exist. It's not just in our fantasy.
Yeah. So yeah, this is Tuli, and she just discovered like a big statue of herself, and she communicates with players in form of like little thought bubbles with pictures in it. The game doesn't have any like written or spoken dialogue, so you have to be a bit creative about the meaning. So here she just like recognizes herself and imagines how she's like celebrated by all the other mermaids because she found so much food. And this is another mermaid character. That is one that's a bit more silly and a bit more of a jokester. And Tuli's friends with him, and also tells us about it. Also, like the tutorial is on these, also in picture form. Right now it's just the basics, but everything is communicated in these paintings.
And you also can play the demo with the controller, and when you change the device or are changing to play on keyboard later on, the tutorials will also change. So do not wonder if your tutorials might look a bit different if you are playing on controller later on.
Yeah, so right now it supports like the Xbox 360 controller. With others, with some it works, also with different controllers, but we didn't have the chance to test with all of them. So be aware if something is not happening.
Yeah, so I have to say I don't have an Xbox controller. I have one that looks similar, but is just a no-name, and it works fine on that. So we did not test it with the PlayStation controller, so maybe there could be some troubles. And we have a question from Azura Darren on the Twitch stream here, and she asks if there is an option to lower the volume in the game. And I had to tell her that sadly we could not implement that just yet, so she has to turn down this volume system. So if you're wondering why this is so low here in the stream, it's because Cassie changed the system volume. So we are sorry.
Yeah,
we mostly play without the volume, and so we just keep on forgetting that something's there.
Yeah, I know how annoying it is. It's something that annoys me myself every time that I want to record out of the game. But we had to like cut some things in order to get everything really on time. So yeah, the options menu with the sound was one of the things. But we promise we will put it in there. Okay. Yeah. Next one. Basically, there's a little bit of backstory told in this sequence of the game that you will later on experience like yourself. Like for example, that there is a shortage of food in the colony due to like these uh, insects, maggots, that are eating basically all the food, and there's a great panic about that. So as you might have noticed, we have like black and white pictures in the dialogues, and then ones like in the three colored style, which is inspired by the basically the artworks of a West African tribe called the Dogon, and basically how those two differ. I show again. Like those are basically you can think of them as like emojis. Because we are a bit corny, we call them emoticons. And emoticons are basically our like dictionary. So these are like icons that we try to teach a bit about their meaning in the tutorial or in the game itself, so that you have like a basis you can work off of. And they come like every now and again they will be incorporated in the dialogues. And then you have these like black and white images, which are like very specific things to convey. Like for example, we don't really need an emoticon for maggots, so or for like mole rats screaming from a maggot-infested warehouse. So these are these very specific things that Thule or the other mole rats are communicating. They are in black and white. Sometimes in combination, like you see right now on the screen, with the three colored icons. Like this one, I think some people had a bit trouble with it. This is like basically meaning it's something that happened in the past. We like if you play the demo or even just now watch the stream or playthrough of the demo, and you have questions about these like little icons, or you have trouble or an idea how to make them better, we are very open for feedback, because it's like quite a challenge to to symbolize things like the past in a universal understandable way, or like as we saw earlier, like a symbol for I, for like that's me. This is like the symbol where 2D points or the figure points with a thumb on its own person. So that's yeah.
Maybe on that point, you also can give feedback within the demo. So if you press F2, a feedback tool opens, and you can write in there what you see, and the tool automatically makes a screenshot that is attached to this message that we get per mail, and totally anonymously. Sorry, difficult word for me. Yeah, so you can either write us there and send us your suggestions, or of course in the Steam community hub where we made a suggestion page. But you also can open your own threads, maybe for the symbol language in our game. We would love to discuss with you what your ideas are to that and other things you encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jessica behind the screens actually really likes the idea of the Duru feedback tool. And we also managed to put it on F2, and it used to be on the number 1, which sometimes got problems when the person wanted to write a 1 and
Oh
then
no, what
closed
happened?
again.
What did I do?
Casting closed the feedback tool and broke the game.
No, I wanted to bring it back up. Oh, I was pressing
Here you
F1.
were.
Oh, okay.
Don't do that.
And we put it on F2 because F1 always brings problems.
Maybe
So-
you should put it on F10 or something like that.
Yeah.
So
but
maybe you have some ideas where you would like to have an feedback tool, which button is not actually giving problems for anyone.
Also, if you are like confused sometimes, like I am about about the whereabouts of the feedback tool or any other button function, if you press escape, you can see everything.
Yeah.
Okay, I just
So
go past here.
yes.
Yeah, so Thomas actually said that he will send us greetings through the tool, which is a very nice idea.
Oh.
Oh.
We like that.
Yes, and he also said it's actually a very great demonstration for the F1 problem. So Kerstin, it was great that you did that.
Yeah, that
So
was
people are extra careful now when they play.
Yeah, that was the entire purpose of the exercise.
And a warm welcome to Sisyphus at the Steam stream. I'm not sure why, but I can't answer in the chat. So I answer now via voice. Yeah. Let's go on. After we introduced some of the simple language and the tutorials, we get the first gameplay elements within the game. Besides the dialogue system, sorry, it's also a gameplay element. And we use this first level for a small introduction to everything that will come up for the puzzles that follow later on.
Yeah, so everything like difficulty-wise is quite chill right now.
So Lord Kalf asks if we could maybe talk a little bit of the first thoughts of the game or the background, like why did we decide to make the game or why? Right.
Yeah, basically by Warreds and depression.
Yes. I mean, I guess that's why people are here, because they saw the title and thought, huh.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I start with the second part, why depression. Basically, we started with this game project in 2017. And it was like after we graduated from our game design studies, and we all wanted to be like self-employed, and also wanted to make our own games, because we wanted to make games with like basically with heart, soul, and brain, and like a meaning and some help that you can take with you into your own life. And depression is one of the topics we like to make a game about, and also make a game about that's not like these black and white, darkness, gloomy thing that like conveys the feeling, because it's like quite hard a topic to approach. And we wanted to make it a little bit easier. So our game is quite colorful at times. It has its dark moments, obviously, but it's not this everything is dark and gray. So you can have an easier time of learning about it, basically. And the topic of depression is dear to our hearts, because I myself have depression. I doing like a lot better in the past couple of years, so I can openly talk about it. But before that, it was quite hard. Also, we have sadly friends that also suffer from this illness, and there are so many misconceptions, sorry, about the disease. So we wanted to clear some of them up and also show some helpful behavior. Like in this demo focuses very much on gameplay, but in the final game you have lots of interaction with the other Morat characters, and you can see through this interaction how misunderstandings happens, and even if somebody tries to help unknowingly, they might do the very wrong thing. So yeah, that's the basics of it. Verena, why Morats?
Sorry, I closed the Twitch channel right now for myself. But I'll be back.
Okay, Sandra, why
I try to be multi-talented, but I'm very bad at it. So, yes, why mole rats? Well, because for me it's definitely easier to draw animals because I just love them and they're easier to draw than human beings. But we also tried to go away from real life, so no one is actually could be offended by the game because you have to think about it. And we used mole rats because they're actually their social structure is a little bit like that of humans. So every every mole rat has their own job, and that's where we got the idea from. That we have a little worker bee here that tries to not hit a lever, I guess.
Yeah, I wanted to like bounce it. I wanted to see if I can bounce it in a way where I can catch it. Yeah, what you were talking, but yeah. This is a correct way to bounce it in this situation, I guess.
Okay. Yes, so you can see you not only can change the direction that you throw, but also the strength in which the stone is flying.
Yeah, you can like can do like this if you choose to. You can also have like, if it's not too far away, you get a little view of how it will bounce. So you have an easier time of aiming.
That was close.
Let's see if I can manage to do it. There we go. Nope.
Yeah, so here is probably the first time you encounter that something bad might be in this game. But we are lucky. Our little Thule just had a bad dream. So we use this first dream level to introduce everything that you will need in the following story and levels and puzzles, and also to show that something is on her mind that we will, in the later game, you will see more detailed what's happening. We really shortened it, the whole story in the demo. And yeah, so something is troubling her, and this like shadow is some kind of a forecast to what's happening next.
Would you say it's foreshadowing?
No.
No, because we wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Lord Kalf asks if we can raise the game volume a little bit.
Yes.
Lord Kalf is actually right. We have great audio people, and they made very nice music for us and also some level sounds. So
Oh god. I hope the game doesn't crash if I change the volume.
Thomas Bond says he likes the family pictures on the wall. So Tuli is actually a little artist, and she draws what's on her mind and how her feelings are. So later in the game, this whole wall would actually be full of other pictures. And the family pictures, well, you can really say that they are family because mole rats only have one queen and as a mother, and so they are all siblings. But yeah, so it's actually Julie and 3 of her best friends.
Okay. I made it a little bit louder. I hope it picks up on the stream. If it's still too quiet, just let me know.
You have to push a button. You can hear it.
Yeah, I mean you can hear like the cave environment sounds. But yeah, so this is the little fella we encountered in the dream as a statue, who's a friend of Tuli's, and yeah, basically ask if they want to go for breakfast together. But like Tuli denies and also seems to feel a bit bad about it. And she says, "Oh, don't you know? Yesterday the maggots and stuff, and all the panic, and there's little food. But you know, she's strong, and she will collect all the roots that she can find. And yeah, he's sad because he wanted to have breakfast with his friend, and everybody will miss her. But yeah, he still encourages her, even though he's a bit sad. No. So like this is what I had like in mind when I was writing dialogue. But it's not necessarily what you like have to see in it. It's open for interpretation, and that's really one of the fun things when we get other players to watch. When we get to watch other players, that's the correct order. Like see how they interpret it and what like their dialogue for the Morats is, especially with streamers, like streamers doing the dialogue and making like voices for the Morats. It's really nice.
So I realize now watching the stream that the people can't see what Kojo is answering or asking. So for everyone who's wondering what he's doing, the emoticon that he's showing is this, which I actually drew, and I kind of forgot what it means. Is everything all right? Are you okay? Or
it's how's it going? How's it hanging?
how's it going? How's it
Everyone
hanging?
can see it.
It's
Or he wants to phone with Julie. I don't know.
he's like a chill dude, you know. I think now you should see it.
Yes.
I probably have to move us over after the dialogue, but let's see.
Okay, so we have one German question from Maichen. And she says, das Spiel sieht wirklich süß aus. Vom Thema her ist es ja eher ein schwieriges Thema von ihrer Meinung nach. Wie seht ihr es? Sollten Menschen, die schon an Depressionen leiden, das Spiel spielen? So she's asking, it's an interesting topic, and it's really important. And she asks if we think that people suffering from depression are supposed to play this game. So we had this question a lot, if it triggers, for example. So
Yeah.
we will first answer in German, and then we will say it in English.
Okay, shall I go for it?
Yes, please.
Okay, genau. Also das Spiel an sich also Duru ist definitiv kein Therapiespiel. Das heißt, wir haben halt nicht den Anspruch oder machen halt auch nicht den Versuch, sozusagen zu zeigen, was bei Depressionen hilft. Also wir denken, dass wir das halt auch gar nicht können, sondern was wir halt zeigen, ist ein Gesicht, das Depression hat, im Grunde das, was man mit Tuli erlebt. Und worauf der Fokus im Spiel liegt, sind zwei Sachen. Zum einen, was die Depression halt mit einer Person macht, die betroffen ist. Das heißt, durch die dunkle Kreatur, die sich Tuli anschließt und die halt alles, was vorher super einfach war, so viel schwerer und fast unmöglich macht, zeigen wir halt, wie sich die Depression äußern kann. Und zum anderen haben wir die Interaktion mit den anderen Mullen, die halt Beel nicht sehen können, genauso wie Leute halt die Depression nicht sehen können. Also man sieht jemandem nicht an, dass er diese Krankheit hat. Und wir wollen halt sensibilisieren dafür, also um diese Missverständnisse, die entstehen, die durch Unwissenheit entstehen und dadurch halt auch teilweise man in ein Fettnäpfchen tritt oder versucht, das Richtige zu tun, aber dadurch was Falsches macht, da halt Hilfe zu geben. Das heißt, jemand, der Depressionen hat, kann das Spiel durchaus spielen, aber es hat halt keinen therapeutischen Charakter. Aber vielleicht ist es ganz interessant auch zu sehen, wie sozusagen andere Gesichter der Depressionen aussehen. Also Depression hat ganz viele verschiedene Formen. Und durch Tuli erleben wir halt einen möglichen Verlauf dieser Krankheit. Okay, let's see if I can do that in English. Okay, so to recap, the question was if people who are suffering from depression should play this game. And basically they can if they like to, but Duru doesn't have like a therapeutical character. So Duru portrays depression, and it also portrays misunderstandings that happen in everyday life between people who suffer from depression and people who are not yet well informed about it or don't know about the illness and don't know what to do, basically, and sometimes try to help, but do worsen things unknowingly. So it's basically for the social environment of people who suffer from depression, not people with depression themselves. But they can, of course, play the game and see maybe a different face to this illness. Like depression has so many faces, so many forms, and with Tuli, we get to see one possible development of the illness.
And another thing that might also be possible, we don't know that yet, is that if you, for example, are one parent and want to tell your kid about what this all is about, what this illness does with you, maybe this game might help to explain it.
Yeah, so we have like these cute characters and a story book-esque art style. Also, we don't have like written language, so it's very like intuitive to understand about it. So we hope that this can be like educational as well, but of course we have to check with people who like have expertise in this field. Oh, that's maybe also like one thing that's interesting or important to point out. We are game designers and artists and developers, but we are not psychologists. Obviously, we have like some experience, like ourselves or with our loved ones, about these illnesses, and we did our research, and we were lucky enough to have psychologists in our circle of friends who can help us with this, but we are not psychologists ourselves. So just
Right. CGD3 here in Twitch asks, how about possible triggering events if we believe that those things might happen? So we hope not. And Cassian is probably also better at talking about those things.
Oh, you mean like events inside the game that could like trigger a phase?
Yes, I
Okay.
think that's what he means.
Yes.
Or she.
They.
What they mean.
So yeah, as you can see, it's quite a colorful art style that we chose. Not only to make it more approachable, but also like to counteract the possibility of like triggering something like putting you in a depressive phase. We try to be like humorous about it without like making fun of the illness, which is like a very sensitive balance. But from my experience, if you like are not at the very beginning and deep down in a depressive phase, you kind of have to have humor to laugh about some things that you do or experience, because it's at least in my experience, it's helpful to go on. There are some like events in the story, obviously, that show depression, that show Tuli in her like very vulnerable, lonely states. But we try to keep that like to a minimum, and also to counterbalance this with like light and more positive events that happens. So that's why we have like the other more red characters, and also Tuli has a very dear friend that tries to help her and that always gives us like hope instead of just being alone with Tuli and her hopelessness. Because we as players, we have like the position of being outside and like witness Tuli and the changes and the struggles, but we don't have to like take part in them, because we can always see that there are people that care about her, like other Morreds. So we can root for her and for them, that they can overcome the challenges that this illness poses.
And because wait a second. Multitasking again.
You can do it, I believe.
There was a small discussion here in the Twitch chat, and Hezron said that he does not like that you can see the brain of the mole rat. So I don't know if only men have these assumptions, because there was another one of our student colleague who also asked the same question. So no, it is not the brain or the head cut off. Oh my god, no. Mole rats have different kinds of fur spots on them, so they don't actually all look alike. So some of them have white spots on their head, on their back, or somewhere else. And I decided to give Tuli's a spot directly on her head, and it looks kind of like it's not pure white. So it's actually from muster.
Pattern?
A pattern, right. It's actually, I tried to pattern it a little bit, so it looks like one of the plates that you see, or that they use in in Africa. So a lot of the things here in the game are actually African inspired, West African inspired, because mole rats live in Africa.
Yeah, West and South.
Right, West and South Africa. And that's why we wanted to integrate that as well. So the the pictures on the wall that you see, Cassian already said it is in the Dogon style. So as in the tribes, they draw with these 3 colors and they make beautiful paintings on their houses. And the plants that you see in the game as well are inspired by the flora of Africa. Of course, they're not found under earth or underneath the ground, but I just tricked a little bit with that. And the colors are also changed, but those flowers that you see on the left of her, or now on the right, so they're everywhere. So they actually really exist, but maybe not as glowy or in those colors, but I got inspired by them. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's some freaky plant life in Africa.
So,
alright, so
Many
you can...
questions on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
What? Sorry, I was just thinking, reading if the Twitch channel said something new. So Maishin said that she believes that Tuli looks like she always smiles, which is also very common with people that have depression, that they always smile on the outside, even though they really don't on the inside. So I'm happy that she looks cheerful even without a mouth. So sometimes when they actually do talk, I have small animations from the mouth, but I try to leave that out, because actually if you see a real mole rat, it's actually a little bit scary because their teeth are outside their lips. So their teeth are always outside. They can't be closed, and they have also teeth from underneath. So they really have like these claws. And I tried to put them on the mole rat, and it didn't look cute. So yeah, that's also a little bit of an interpretation of mine, that they only have one tooth.
Yeah, but on the comment of Maichen,
yeah,
like this discrepancy, I can't.
Discrepancy?
I can't talk right now anymore. Yeah, at least the difference between like what's going on inside and what is showing on the outside, we will also see with Tuli, because we can always see her thoughts. Especially like in dialogue with other mole rats, and she like says sometimes one thing, and we can see that she thinks or that she feels another. Like when you ask somebody like how are they doing, and they just say, yeah, it's fine, I'm good, I'm well. And if Tuli says this, we also have like the thought bubble that shows that she's like feeling tired or feeling small or like being like very low on energy, and all these things that we don't get to see when we deal with other people. So like Duru is also very much an exercise in empathy. So like imagining what can be going on in another person.
So this is also an interpretation of ours, that the platforms are magical and move. So have we talked about Tuli's ability to draw things in the air? From her mind? Maybe we did,
no,
and
not
I
yet.
was interested in the Twitch chat. So
No, not yet.
No, you're right. Do you want to, or shall I? And you have an eye on the chat.
Wait. Because Lord Calf actually asks how you got the idea that Tuli gets a supporting brush to go on further in the game. Haha, so had the same thing in mind, Lord Calf and me.
So yeah, originally we had like objects put in the game that are that would just lay around, like the stone you come across this, or like the root. Like then it wouldn't be like a painted root, but a physical one that you have to collect. But there were some problems with them, and also back then, Tuli already was an artist. Like you saw, she has like the little painting on the wall of her little house, and she will paint the things that are going on, like in addition to the thought bubbles that we can see. So to us, it makes sense that she has like this special ability. And she's the only Mored that can do that, that has like this magical power to paint stuff into reality. And that actually makes her kind of special, but she forgets about like her talents and lacks the ability of appreciating like herself and her accomplishments, which is also like furthermore showing like what depression does to the perception of people who are suffering from it. Oh, also, if you don't want to take stuff with you, you can delete them.
Oh.
But didn't you know?
No. Thomas just said he guesses that the Steam stream is offline now because it was planned for 1 hour, so...
No, it's not offline.
Okay, Lord Calf says it's still online. Okay,
Yeah. Maybe it
the
had a hiccup.
the stream chat will probably talk about it.
But I think we were scheduled for until 9 p.m. or did you change?
No, it's still there 8:30, but
okay.
Thomas is revising it. He says it's his computer.
Okay, I was like, there was a heart attack coming, but it's going away again.
Thank you, Thomas, for the heart attack. But everything that we learned today, we cannot make the same mistakes on Sunday. So
Don't say that.
Okay, back to the game mechanics. One thing I wanted to add is that if you look in the top left, did I move us back to the right?
Yeah, no, you did not.
I don't. Well.
Okay, so apparently it's very difficult to put 3 screens onto the whole screen without.
All right. So now
every corner in our game is important.
I think bottom right would also be, but then you can't see the level. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We now can see in the top left corner that you have like limited resources on paint. So whenever you delete an object, you get paint back. Whenever you draw one, you will lose some of it. And also depending on what object you draw, you will lose. No.
Oh no!
Okay,
this is so much fun. So I played bowling with a carrot. It was great.
Where can I put it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, depending on what you draw, it uses a different amount of resources. Like the little stone, you can always paint for 1, so you can have like at the moment 6 of the little ones. A root is 2, and like the big boulder or the box is worth 3. And after that, you just can't draw anymore. Of course, you can delete stuff, and depending on your current like puzzle needs, can exchange your objects. Actually, I'm not sure if she's still on stream in the chat, but Jessica had an interesting thought about that. That's like most of the time in the like early game that we are currently in, you don't actually need as much of these resources. But later, when Bill joins, it takes like so much more creative energy. And she thought that was like a representation of that, like the paint pot resources, which I really find interesting because that was like a view I hadn't anticipated before.
Yeah, I also liked the idea very much that it's a very good representation. So I just wanted to say, Azura Deran says, okay, ich bin gerade zu faul, das zu übersetzen. Ich soll von meiner Mutter ausrichten, nachdem ich ihr von Duru erzählt habe. Das ist eine super tolle Idee und richtig süß gemacht. Sie hat ihr ein Foto geschickt. So Azura Deran showed this to her mother and she liked it and thought it's a very sweet idea. So thank you very much.
Ganz viel liebe Grüße an deine Mama.
Yeah.
I already wrote that.
I also think I read a question about the Kickstarter campaign. I'm not sure if you want to put that later on or.
I told the person that we would talk about it later because at the moment you were talking about something else. But sorry. If we have time right now, so and let me see if I can find it again. But it basically was how the Kickstarter went.
Yeah, how the experience with the funding was, I guess.
Right.
And
King of Rats 69 asks, how was the experience of using Kickstarter to fund the game?
So yeah, it was very intense. Full stop.
Well, maybe we shall begin that Kickstarter didn't completely fund the game, so we used it to get additional funds. If that helps. So if Kickstarter would have been our full funding for the game, I think we would have died. But yeah, Sandra is our expert. Sorry.
We are all experts now. Yeah. So as Verena said, we already had funding, but time comes when all the money runs out. So we decided to try a Kickstarter campaign, and it's very much work and it's intense and you have to do many things. I don't know how people do that on their own, but on the other hand, it was also a very good experience because we got a lovely community by doing that. And
I'm just laughing because that's what Thomas just wrote. Thomas Bond says, "I'm happy you went for Kickstarter because that's where I found you."
Yeah, and where we found you.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Nobody saw that.
I really didn't see it. So
yeah, because our faces are in front of it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, so all in all, it was a very good experience, but we also learned much about it, like just starting and preparing all the stuff you need month before, and not only a month, but just 2, I guess, and not 6. But
didn't we start 6 months before?
Yes, but we did
You
not
should
work
have.
6 months non-stop. So
Oh, that's
we
what you meant. Okay, sorry.
yeah. So we began planning 6 months before, but it was a constant working on the game, writing to people. So it wasn't really working non-stop. So
Yeah. And
that
we
was
didn't.
2 months of Kickstarter, working non-stop for Kickstarter.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was also the. So we were successful and it went very well, but we learned about it that when you have something on your back that has much more Reichweite. What is Reichweite?
Reach?
Reach. Thank you. Then we at that point, then it's very helpful. And consider to write to press or whoever can support you on that
Yes.
early. But I think we definitely would do it again, just a bit different, with much more time in front of it.
I really like the mushrooms. And I wish
You mean
that
the head plants?
Yeah, I wish like the foreground was like in the foreground so we can have like a mushroom head.
That's right. One of them could have it.
Yeah, that's like top priority now. Just making mushroom heads.
Yeah, well, for the later game, maybe we can add that we didn't when we talked about the painting object mechanic. For later, we also plan to add new things you can draw. Maybe you also can interact with plants, but that's not. You can make light and shadow puzzles. We don't yet know if it has to do something with the glowy plants, but could be that you have to wear your glowy hat to a specific point.
Yeah.
Well, Thomas says you should add loot boxes with clothings and funny hats. So maybe not loot boxes, but just things she can find. But we don't want to make any loot boxes.
Yeah.
But that's also on our so in the doing, more or less.
Yeah, objects you can find.
And Hezron apparently already played through the demo because he says the demo is too short.
Oh.
But
Before it was too long.
That's what I wrote as well. For the Kickstarter campaign, we had it too long. Now we wanted to shorten it so
Next
people
one
can
will
get
be right in the middle.
Well, the next one will hopefully be the game.
Yes.
The next demo will be the game, yes.
But now it's interesting. Is it interesting to know if it was kind of a hook, and would you play it again or further now? And are you like, oh, what's happening next? Or is it like, okay, now Bale's there and is following me, and now I know everything about the game?
I don't know. We will see what Hezron says.
Yeah. We will wait for that. Maybe, Kerstin played through the level. Maybe we make a short story stop here. So, we watched the dream where Julie wakes up and beforehand learns what she can do. And in the level, we have the first puzzles, and everything is kind of fine, but we see that Julie has some things in her that make her sad and feeling uncomfortable. And now she talks with the little elevator Morat.
Kojo.
Or right now she thinks she had done too less, and as we learned before, they have some kind of food shortage because of maggots in the Morat colony, and now she thinks she has to do more, maybe because she still has some strengths to do more.
She can do it.
And Kojo, the Morat above her, wonders why she doesn't get out of this elevator. And she
Yes.
says that she wants to continue working. And
Right.
Pretty
maybe
please.
yes.
Pretty please. Right. Hezron asks, and I will just interpret how he says it. The elevator rat has a name. So yes, actually, every mole rat in the colony has a name, and we are still thinking how we can integrate them, how that you can see them, but or know about them.
Yeah, or whether we should do it or not.
Yeah.
We in the beginning we thought about everybody can say its own name.
Like a
But-
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe on this, like a little fact that we learned from like events when we showed the demo, that since they don't have names and they don't have like notable or gender specific voices, people basically made up the genders for the mole rats. So they are like gender fluid in the sense. So Thule was male and female, just depending on on interpretation of the player. So we're kind of unsure if we should like since everything in the game is quite open for interpretation, like the dialogues and the story, even what Bear represents. Maybe we can just say, okay, make up your own names and your own your own names for the mole rats. So yeah, we are not sure yet. They have like names for us because it's easier to work with. So we don't have address like, oh, that's the elevator mole rat or the main character, or like the small thin mole rat with lots of necklaces and stuff like this. But yeah, if anybody has suggestions or preferences, please share them with us, so we can have a think about it in the final stages of the game development.
Yeah. For my mother, all the mole rats were just the mother of Thule. The main character was the kid, and every mole rat that she saw was, is this their mother?
We
I
had
don't know.
in an earlier demo, like the elevator mole rat, if you just head on into the caves, it would just go back up. And people had like abandonment issues and were like, does my mother leave me in this hole? It's like, oh my god, no, you're just going to work.
The Bamsters are in the Twitch, in the Twitch chat, and they say the game's
Oh.
still looking great. Hope you've been coping well during all the crazy pandemic stuff.
Oh, hello to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have been coping, but it's hard. I think we are getting more crazy by each day, but that's probably not always only the pandemic, but also the game.
Yeah. I mean, I think we are like lucky and unlucky at the same time with like the situation of our job, because it's something we can do working from home. But on the other hand, it's just so much faster when we can like be in the same room and discuss things. And not having that is it's quite sad. But I think many of you know these feelings, because for us it's also, we're not just colleagues, we are friends. And not being able to see your friend. maybe not after all the stress this project put us through. Oh my god.
So Skilla90 is asking if there's an old mole rat with a long beard in the game. And in the moment, we only have an old grandma. Her name is Gugu.
Maybe
And,
I could put her on the screen. You can talk.
Or
I
maybe
can
you do it
see.
after the play,
Yeah, because
Oh,
because I think we will stop the play soon, or not? Maybe?
we stop
We don't want to
after
spoil.
meeting Bale.
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay, I will do it after then.
Yeah. Sorry, Verena.
yeah, I just wanted to say in the moment we have an old lady, so it's Gugu, and she's the grandma of the colony. We have a statue of a mole rat with Scottish roots. That was also one of the Kickstarter rewards, where one could invent a statue. So there are mole rats with big beards, but one with a very long beard isn't there yet. So maybe it's an idea for for a later mole rat.
Maybe we add that to the suggestions page. I like that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So what is happening here?
Yeah, as I spoiled. For now, Tuli is feeling very tired, so she overdid herself, or is overdoing herself, and now she gets new thoughts. So before we saw thought bubbles that were just white, and now they have this violet line, purple line around it, and this shows that she has some kind of thoughts that are bad. And
Yeah, and also not also entirely of her own mind, which we will see like later in the game, where Bale, like as representative of her depression, has influence on her thoughts. Yeah, so right now we can see her doubting herself. And also like thinking about expectations of other mole rats, like that they will tell her you did too little.
yeah,
And she feels ashamed.
and that's the point where our little unhelpful companion joins her. So the demo should show everybody that Tuli is developing this depression and how she falls into it.
Mhm.
That she's all right at the moment, then something happens in the colony, and yeah, she just takes many things on her own shoulders that are not her fault, but and showing that in this case she's working hard to make everything better, but this is kind of counterproductive for her own mental health. Leads to Bill coming up and making everything difficult now.
Yep. And it's actually really just appearing. So yeah, sorry.
So
I don't know where I wanted to go with that.
yeah, so you can see what I demonstrated right here is that Bale is like a much more clumsier creature in terms of like freedom of movement. Like Tuli can jump much higher. He can, or it rather, can only jump half as high, basically. And you just can't leave it behind. So if you try to do that, it will show you its how do you say it? It's discomfort.
Side.
And when you try going on, then basically it saps the strength out of you, and Tuli just collapses, and it's holding you back, bringing you basically back again where you were before. So one of the mechanics with BL is that you always have to make an extra effort to bring it with you.
And if you have the sound on of the game, you will hear a very distressed baby cry.
Yeah.
When Bea starts to shout. So
I think we found the optimal description of Bale, which is like how was it? I think it was on Monday. It's like pathetic and annoying, but also like a tiny bit cute. Because obviously, it's your antagonist. Basically, also it's your companion, and you just have to take it with you. And like being in the style of Duru, it has like some cute qualities, but not too many.
yes, so Thomas says he admires the logic behind that. The depression needs a lot of extra effort to take it with you through life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just see if I can make it take off its mask so we can see its ugly side.
So if you're angry about it, you can always shoot it.
Well.
Bamster asks or says something I didn't think about before is speedrunners and how much the little creature might affect successful fast runs.
So do we talk about our unofficial speedrun contest? Oh.
Let me help you.
You can. Oh, you can. Okay.
Okay.
You didn't see that.
Yes. Yeah. I can put our faces in front of it. Well, I mean, you might as well.
Well, during the time when we tested the demo, everything works fine with the cutscenes because they were a pain in the ass. All three of us had to play to a certain part of the game all the time. And I actually was saying, like, I can play through this in 10 minutes by now, but I actually know how to deal with Bill. So people for the first time will probably won't be that fast, I hope. Then it will really be a short demo. But Hezron also says he has a feedback he needs to write that he would love to move the camera to plan the route. We realize that, and we are on it, Hezron. So we do want it to give a little bit of room so you can watch where Tuli is going.
Oh!
And
that
is still on the plan.
But yeah, the camera is it tends to be a little bit wonky at times, and also we want to do some things like if you push like the up button, you can look up a bit. Also, if you like press down, then it goes down a bit, so that you can have a bit better view of what's going on. Also, I just try one more time to take off the mask.
Well, Thomas did see it. He says that's a really ugly face.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, there's it go. So yeah. So actually, it's not just the head or the face. The white thing is actually really a mask. And if you look at Bale, which is the black creature, and Tuli, then you may see some similarities, which is a purpose. So you should realize that Bale has some kind of connection to Tuli.
Yeah.
Ha! Okay, well, maybe we said too much. Hezron said he needed around 40 minutes the first time. 10 minutes is the goal. So Hezron, it's actually not a goal. You're supposed to play this slowly and to realize what is happening. If you want to try to beat my time, you're welcome to try it.
Yeah, I guess maybe now you post a challenge.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but at least I would say try it one time in the normal time, and then
Yes.
try the speed run.
Yeah. Also try to find like the little more subtle bugs that you can use. We use. Also one thing that is supposed to be a feature in the future, but I took it out because it caused problems, is like Bale sitting on the box. Because when Bale is on the box, it is heavier for Thule to push and pull around, and it caused some problems with like Bale's AI. So I took it out of the game. But for some reason now, it just does it all on its own. Like in my version, obviously it's not supposed to run along. It's just, sitting and gets moved with the box. But yeah, there we go. It's it's like having a mind of its own.
I would say it's a happy little accident. Huh?
It's a yes. The thing is, like in programming, it's always good if you know why something doesn't work. It's very, very dangerous if you don't know why something does work. So, yeah, just saying. How are we looking time-wise? Because I can't see the.
It is past 9 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So we are half an hour over the time frame that we estimated, but we have to say that it took almost 20 minutes until we could really start. So I think it's okay, and the people will excuse our longer stream.
Yeah, okay. So I think we leave you with this little teaser of Bale, and one of the things it can do. The other things you can discover yourself when you play the demo, or when you watch somebody play the demo. If you like to stream or put a YouTube video out of your playthrough, feel free to do that. We really love to see it. So make sure to let us know so we can share it on our Twitter, the Discord, the Instagram, wherever you are present. So yeah, feel welcome to do it. Yeah.
And
Okay.
don't forget to leave us the feedback. The feedback.
The feedback. If you press F2, there it is.
You also can join Discord. We also have a feedback channel there if you don't want to write tons of emails.
Yeah.
If you're bundled in one message.
Yeah, or if you like to discuss the demo or stuff you've seen or things about depression and Moritz, also your speed run results, just put it there. Or in the Steam forums, discussion groups. Yeah. So.
Right. Maichen, genau. Man kann das Feedback in Deutsch und Englisch geben. So you can give the feedback in German or English. We understand both. You can try to make it in French. We could try to.
We have translators.
We try to read it in French, but.
Je parle un peu français.
Oui, un peu de peu.
Un petit peu. Et j'habite au Berlin.
Right.
So this is everything I can do.
Right, and Jessica behind the screen says, this is just the moment to tell you guys that our German podcast episode with a long interview with Cassie, and she says Sandra, but it's me, but it's okay. Everyone.
We know that problem.
We're actually all one person, so it's okay. With the long interview, is already online. Okay. So it's not only tomorrow, but today as well. It's on the link for Behind the Screens website, and I will copy that right now so I can send it to my family, because they also only like German stuff. So thank you, Jessica. We will also post the link in the Discord server.
Yeah. So you find it
Yes,
there.
and if you want to see everything again, you can join us on Saturday
Yeah.
at 3 p.m. CET on our second stream for the Steam Festival. Yes, this was right. And
Right, and Lord Calf actually says viewer spikes he saw on Twitch 26 and on Steam 177. So
Oh, hello everybody. Wasn't aware that there are so many of you.
yeah. So thank you everybody who watched the stream today, and thank you for your patience with us.
Yes. Yeah.
I think people will take bets every time when our stream starts if everything is working correctly.
Yeah. Also, because there was a question about the Morid characters and if there's an old one, I put our usual stream background on, and there are pretty much all of the Morid characters that are planned so far. And you can see, like, in the middle left area, there's our little Morid granny. And also we have a Morid with a mustache. It's not a long beard, but yeah, it's there.
Right. It's the postman,
It's
post mole,
the
post mole rat. Oh God.
All right. Yeah, I hope
right. CGD3 says we are not supposed to forget Udo the snail for Guru. He's very important.
Yes.
So on the picture you see Udo the snail as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's very important, because it's not only the friend of Gugu but also part of her, like, fashion, her hairstyle, especially. Okay, I hope we got all the questions answered. If there are some more, or if you like play the demo and you have some more feedback or some questions you want to ask directly, yeah, there's another stream on Saturday. Hopefully, now that we know how everything works, it will be on time. And
right,
if
Saturday. I think I always said Sunday in the stream. I'm sorry, it's Saturday.
yeah,
I have to say, I also even in German, I sometimes have to tell myself what is Samstag and what is Sonntag, because there's like, whatever. Sorry, it's late. It's late. And I'm cold.
Sunday is when the stores are closed in Germany.
I know, but my grandparents use the word Sonnabend.
Yeah.
And that is Saturday because it's the day before Sunday, and it's like, yeah. Sorry.
All right.
So for you girls who can't see the Twitch chat, everyone's saying goodbye. And Azura Darren says that her mom wishes us all the best and she's in love with it. And Hase im Wolfspelz freut sich auf die Demo, so she's happy. She wants to play the demo, and right.
Yeah, so love to all the moms that like Morats. Also the dads, maybe they like Morats too. always worth a try. And yeah, if apart from the streams, if you are not already there, you find us at Twisted Ramble and on Twitter, or Twisted Ramble Games. No, Twisted Ramble. I can't hear you, Sandra. Oh no.
Sorry, I had to mute myself.
Okay.
I said you are right.
Okay, thank you. And Twisted Ramble Games on Instagram. And if can you maybe post in the chat the link to our Discord server? Then you have all the channels where you can reach us, where you can ask questions or talk with the lovely people that were like in the Twitch chat, and also the Steam stream chat. All the chats. Yeah, and then we will see you there. For now, we wish you a good night or good day, depending on time zone. Or good morning. I don't know. There's probably morning somewhere in the world.
We wish you a good
time.
A
We
good.
wish you a good time. Yeah, and stay healthy and happy, and hope to see you next time or on our channels. So for now, goodbye.
Bye bye.